There we go. Yo, Rex, what up?
Peace and respect. How are you?
What's up, man?
Bless, bless. It's beautiful to see you.
Yes, man. Yes, man. Welcome to Permission TV South Africa.
Thank you for taking the time with me, brother.
It's an honor to have you, my brother.
And it's an honor to be welcomed in the motherland, even if not in the physical, like at least in spirit.
Okay. Yeah, I hope you, man. Definitely you'll touch the continent.
It's important that I get there soon. Yeah, it
Sure,
is.
sure. But yeah, man, just tell us about yourself. As who call you that? Did you always grow up in the Massachusetts?
Yeah, so I'm an artist from Lawrence, Massachusetts. You know, my people arrived in Massachusetts by way of South Carolina, Georgia, in kind of the Bay, South Carolina Bay. Hundreds of years ago, obviously, and from there traveled up north to Massachusetts area, where my grandparents kind of like settled in, had their children, and my mom had me out there, and I grew up in that community, which is like a kind of a textile mill industry type of town, and
Yeah.
from that kind of like foundation, I developed into um, a hard work and hard thinking about like blue collar like working in industry,
Yeah.
which led me to kind of like dig into the United States and its economic foundations and like capitalism. And because of that, I wanted to, navigate in my mind how I would like, be able to enter an industry that was, different than, the norm. So I colored outside of the lines and ended up being an artist, free thinking, but like has my foundation basis in not only the music, but focusing on politics and social commentary and economics. So that's like where a lot of my music has its leanings.
For sure, for sure, for sure. And I mean, how did you like start doing the break dancing before rapping?
I had older cousins, like my older cousins. Shout out to Billy and Zay
Yeah,
and Eric and even our neighborhood homies, Robert Pope and Frank Tate. These were individuals who formed a crew called Funktown Connection in Lawrence. And I was just a little kid, wanted to be down, hang out with them as much as possible. So I was a pop and lock kid, you know, uh, breakdancing, but like more pop and lock, like doing the little wiggles and whatnot
yeah.
to like
The,
make my
the,
way
the
in.
80s type of rap.
I was young, and I was the little kid, so like I was the little one who was able to hang out with the big
Yeah,
folks.
yeah, yeah. For sure, for sure. So, what inspired you to go from break dancing into rap?
As I was saying about like social commentary and politics and economics, that's something that has always been a major facet of my life, uh, facet of interest, and because of that, I wanted to be able to talk about the things that were going on in my household and with black and brown people in general, like a culture of oppression and hardships and difficulties. Obviously, the issues that are like parallel to the diaspora, the ships that left into the ships that left into the United States and into the Americas in general. Uh, those those narratives are narratives that were important to what shaped me as an individual, even though I didn't have a direct tie, but my ancestors uh, were directly affected by this narrative. So it became important for me to figure out a way of expressing that. And through dance, I could express emotional pain only so much, but with my voice, I could express so much more, affect so many more. And so I started to pen my own rhymes, my own narratives about the neighborhood I grew up in, about the history of our people, and what have you.
Yeah.
So that's what's kind of shaped me and became the major aspects of who I am as an artist.
Okay. And I mean, with your first single, I could have done more. Was that the one that actually got you into the rap scene, more recognized?
I think it started to like kind of showcase where my storyline was going to go. That like I as an artist was going to kind of fall into the line of like immortal technique and Pharaoh Munch and organized confusion and Talib Kweli and formerly Most Def, now Yassine Bey, individuals who had political messages to instill in the people. So I think with Rap Tourism Records and me dropping, I could have done more in Healthy Habitat. The songs that came out on that record uh, were just kind of defining stamps of who I was going to be as an artist. I think it was Along Came the Chosen, my first like true personal release that really truly started to catapult me
Yeah,
into getting some attention.
for sure, for sure. And I mean, with your first album, Along Came the Chosen One. How was that like? Doing that your first album?
It was a phenomenal feeling to be able to release something, be one of the first artists, um, definitely the like one of the first artists from my neighborhood to release a full length record on an independent like Landspeed Records at the time. It was a major accomplishment for someone coming from my neighborhood for anyone. Um, Prior to me, it was like Crumb Snatcher and Scientific in my neighborhood. Um, and then after
Yeah,
me, it was Terminology. But um, many many people coming from my neighborhood never experienced or have the ability to reach that kind of status of even putting a record out. So I was blessed with Along Came the Chosen to not only sign to a label, but reach Billboard and to be able to enter the conversation through magazines like Vibe magazine and Source magazine and XXL. Those are printed at that time. It was very important for artists to be able to be put in print. So nowadays, social media, like it's obviously a different approach to
yeah,
like hearing about artists, but during that time, it was like being put in magazines. And, it was a beautiful thing to do that coming out of Lawrence, Massachusetts.
yeah, yeah. And I mean, also you had the Rhythmatic Eternal King to Queen album. We had like Star P, we had like the State Selector, DJ Premiers. How was that like as well?
Say, repeat that. I apologize.
Yeah, I was saying on your second album, you had Rhythmatic Eternal King to Queen, which is where you had State Selector and South P and Little Fame and man, like so many great artists. How was that like?
That experience was, it was like kind of like a paradigm shift in my career when I was able to work with, legendary producers and MCs. Um, when Static Selector started Show Off Records, the idea was to kind of follow the lines of like what Nas was doing with the Illmatic album and the albums that came after that, but mostly the Illmatic album and having this idea of an all-star lineup of producers. and
yeah,
that's what we strived for with not only
yeah,
the Rex album, but with the Gray Hairs album as well. We wanted to attempt to get as many all star producers as possible, and the features to
yeah,
be ones that would gravitate, like catapult us into a certain level of visibility. And so
yeah,
having individuals like Styles P and Freeway and Little Fame, as you mentioned, as well as producers like DJ Premier and Pete Rock, and
yeah,
and so many more. Plus Static Selector being the main kind of like template navigator. It created such a powerful growth and development in my career. Same thing goes for
yeah,
terminology and artists who are on the
yeah,
show off input.
yeah. And was it the same? Was it the same year you won Personal of the Year award?
Yeah, it was. This is when I did win the music award. Yeah, and it was a phenomenal feeling to be able to get up on that stage and speak about the success of the record that we poured our heart into. So yeah, this was just a blessing.
Yeah. And then also you had with, the Greatest Act, which is also a dope album as well.
Thank you, thank
Man,
you.
like how are you able like to keep that consistency going? We constantly like because you went from dope, doper, like there's always a consistency with your album.
I think making sure that the music just consistently mirrors the times and speaks
Yeah,
about uh, what's happening to us. Again, it's the three main topical inspirations from social commentary, economic
yeah,
commentary, political commentary. Uh,
yeah,
Entertainment doesn't always have to have this narrative of us, being violent
yeah,
and chasing women and being
yeah,
misogynistic or disrespectful to people who look like you and me. Um, uh, we come from a foundation of oppression and trauma, and through that we can paint narratives that are beautiful and
true.
heartwarming, and that's what makes it simple for me because I'm always on assignment for the people being black and
Yeah,
brown people. I'm always on assignment for us.
yeah, for sure, for sure, for sure. And I mean, with your new project, the new single that came out, the Infinite Power, helping oppressed people. What inspired that?
I mean, universal sound of the music, like me putting out so many records with artists across the world. I really want to do some records with artists in Africa, in South America, in Asia. But I've tapped into the European market with a lot of artists out of Italy and Germany and Switzerland, and it's been a beautiful thing to be able to expand uh, my brand to these different markets.
Yeah,
And that us doing this interview right now is just like a testament to that. To be able to into South Africa and think about and have my ear and my eye on the dial of Ghana, even and Nigeria, even. A lot of what I believe in and practice is tapped into Egypt of old. I'm talking about thousands of years ago with the original Neteru. That's like a foundational principle for me. Ritual and mythology and the metaphysics of who we are as a people is interwoven into my lives. So it's a blessing
yeah,
to do a record like that, but it's about the universal sound of the message.
yeah, for sure, for sure. For sure. And I mean, to discuss any more projects out there,
Current
any performance to the top?
Currently, I have about 10 projects that are sitting on the shelf right now, waiting for release,
Oh,
and um, they're all a part of the idea, the concept that I came up with last year of Rex drops 33.
yeah.
Last year I dropped 12 projects. This year I probably am going to
Oh,
drop about 12 more, and
oh,
I do a bunch of reissues at the same time. And so yeah, that's just the nature of what we're on. Like, consistency,
yeah.
releases, making sure it's quality content, always engaged for the people.
So. Before you leave, because I know you in a hurry for, catching
Yeah,
the next trip. Um,
exactly.
please let the viewers know where you can reach you, whether on social media or any website.
On most things, people can reach me through imrex.com. My social media that I'm most active on is Instagram, and that's Rex Hip Hop, REKS Hip Hop. Um, and
Word.
if people want to, follow me on Bandcamp, it is imrex.com forward slash,
Yeah,
bandcamp.com forward slash imrex.com. So like
for
if
sure.
individuals want to like tap in, they can tap into YouTube where my wife is doing most of my videos. I want to give a special
Oh,
shout
man,
out. Yeah,
amazing. Shout out to
yeah,
her.
yeah, Queen Philosophical,
Yeah,
aka Shiva Spielberg. She's doing her thing. And shout out to Ziki and Josiah and Jada, our village, our children. Peace and blessings to our
yeah,
beloved motherland and our people across the globe.
for sure, man. May God bless the union and the children, man.
Thank you very much, and blessings to you for having me. Thank you for taking the time with me.
Thank you so much, man. And I appreciate you letting me interview you. Taking time with, you're so busy and no other stuff, but you took the time to let us interview you. And I'm hoping maybe you will come to South Africa and, bless us with your music as well.
Yes, I'm hoping to get to South Africa soon. So thank you for the invitation. Just trust and believe. If I touch down, I'll be in touch with you immediately.
Definitely, definitely. Obviously, much love and respect. Definitely keep more interviews, and whenever you'll have time, and yeah, and we will just discuss maybe more things that you're planning, just to let the viewers know,
Absolutely. A boat
Because
tour
the
in love always.
the first time I heard your music was on a radio station. The song "My City." That was the first song I heard.
Oh,
so
wow.
yeah, so yeah. This interview just brings so much memories. So yeah. Ochi, peace and have a safe trip, man.
Peace and blessings and love and light always. All right.
Much love,
Much love, brother.
peace. Bye. Alrighty, guys. So yeah, that's the end of our interviews. I know it was a bit short, but yeah, we had to shorten it a bit for the sake of our OG Rex, But I enjoyed the interview. Um, there was definitely a lot to learn from it. Yeah, man. Shout out to everyone that's been supporting me and sending me wish messages, regarding losing our number one supporter, my mother. But yeah, this is dedicated to her. Um, Nozizwe Nomgcobo Phongolo. Yeah. We'll always love you. And may your wonderful soul rest in peace. One love.